Summerslam is tomorrow, and in this video, I'm going to be predicting the entire match card. There are 7 matches to predict, so without further ado, let's get into it. But if you're a wrestling fan, and you know, I'm personally a wrestling fan. I've been watching wrestling since 2009. So if you're a wrestling fan, just leave a like, to subscribe to this channel. There'll be more wrestling predictions. Every pay-per-view I will predict. So if that's something you enjoy, leave a like, and let's get into the prediction. The first match we have is, if we'll go with the non-title match first, I'd argue probably the best feud going right now. We're going to go straight into it. Probably is the best feud. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Now, obviously, this feud has been going on since, you could argue, pretty much since Punk returned back in Survivor Series. We've only really kicked off at the Rumble, or pretty much on the road to the Rumble. Obviously, with McIntyre breaking or injuring CM Punk. And Punk pretty much screwing McIntyre in every possible way since then. So, this match will go either way. Obviously, Seth Rollins, special guest referee. And I'm going to be honest, the outcome is going to be decided by Seth Rollins. He's going to do whatever he wants. But as he said on Raw, I'm the referee and I'm going to do whatever I please. So I do think Rollins will help, but I do think that Drew McIntyre will beat CM Punk. Rollins will screw Punk at some point. You know, I'm sure McIntyre Punk will continue for the rest of the year, but I'm sure we'll eventually get to Rollins versus Punk. I'm sure that's another end goal at some point. I think, you know, it's going to be chaos. So I'm surprised. I don't think it's is it? No, I think it's just scheduled as a singles match, but I'm sure it'll end up being a no disqualification, or it'll just be absolute carnage. As Rollins said, it's his rules. Do what you want. I'll decide if it's worthy of disqualifying, ringing the bell or not. So I'm sure weapons will be involved. And I do think Punk will, you know, Rollins will count 1, 2, where they just stop. A few times, eventually he'll count the 3 for McIntyre. I'm sure Rollins will get hit by someone accidentally, but I will say that Drew McIntyre will win this and finally get one up on CM Punk. Now move on to the title matches. First one we have, we'll go with this feud is pretty much boring. It's the least boring is the harsh word to put it. The least interesting feud, and that is the WWE Women's Champion Bayley going up against Nia Jax. Obviously, Nia Jax winning Queen of the Ring. The Queen of the Ring tournament back at was it Crown Jewel? No, it wasn't Crown Jewel. King of the Ring tournament. Yeah, King of the Ring. Well done, idiot. To earn this right to face Bayley, obviously, I do think one of the King or Queen will win a title this pay-per-view, and I do think it will be Nia Jax. I think the way they're just building, I feel like it just, if Nia Jax loses, it kind of just, yeah, it's just kind of like, yeah, just no one cares anymore. Bayley's title run, it's been okay. There's nothing spectacular. And I feel like it's just what it's caused. So I do think Nia Jax will win this one and become the new WWE Women's Champion. And I will say that Tiffany Stratton will not cash in. Some people are saying she will. I'm going to say no. I think they'll save that for later on down. There's too much going on at this pay-per-view to use that. I feel like they'll save that for a time where that's going to be the big talking point. Because if she cashes in, this could be like the 5th or 6th talking point. So she won't cash in, but Nia Jax will walk away as champion. Sticking with SmackDown, we'll go to the United States Championship feud. That is Logan Paul, the United States Champion, going up against LA Knight. And I think, again, this year, everyone's been wanting this match for pretty much a year now. I was saying Money in the Bank last year was the first inkling of this feud. We're finally getting it. Obviously, Logan Paul has defended the title. Well, this will be his 3rd time. People saying Roman Reigns is bad. This is 10 times worse. 3rd time in, 9 months? It's been horrendous. Like, him winning the title is good, and outside of wrestling is good, but inside of wrestling is horrendous. Like, imagine this for a second, yeah? Imagine if Reigns had won at WrestleMania. There would be no title on SmackDown. Like, there wouldn't be a single... There would be the tag titles. Great, who cares? I mean, the Women's Championship, sure, but that feud's been horrendous. Like, SmackDown's already bad enough as it is. So, yeah, they really need the United States Championship back, and it will happen. LA Knight, even though I said Logan Paul's hometown, will still lose. LA Knight will walk away with the win of his first singles championship, become the new United States Champion, because, quite frankly, if he loses, he might as well find the rest of WWE contract. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, rip that up, and I'm going elsewhere, because he's pointless after that. Like, he will get a massive hit if he loses, so I do think he will win and become the new United States Champion. Sticking in the mid-card, we're going to go and talk about the Intercontinental Championship. We have Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn going up against Braun Breaker, and I think this is a theme here. I've predicted new champions, and this one is going to have a new champion. I think this one is the easiest one to predict out of them all. Actually, it's one of the easier ones. I'll say that. Braun Breaker is winning. There's no way he's losing 2 pay-per-views in a row. Even if he gets himself disqualified, it still doesn't hurt. It still isn't good for Braun Breaker. I think it's his time now. He will become the new Intercontinental Champion. Sami Zayn, it's been a good run, but I think he is, you know, they have been teasing the last couple of weeks. I think him and Jey Uso are going to become a tag team again, just like the good old Bloodline days, and then go after the Judgment Day, because I do think eventually it will lead to the old Bloodline Reigns, both Usos, and Sami Zayn going up against The Rock and the New Bloodline. I think that's where we're going towards. So, yeah, I think they are reuniting Jay and Sami for that. So I think, as a result, Sami Zayn needs to get out of the mid-card, so the Intercontinental title will be taken off him, and Bron Breakker will now go on the Intercontinental title run. We'll see what he does with that, but I do think Bron Breakker will win, and this is a pretty easy prediction if I'm being honest. Moving on to the World Heavyweight Championship, we have World Heavyweight Champion David Priest versus Gunther. And if you asked me this, just like everyone else, if you'd asked me this 3 months ago, I'd say, yeah, congratulations, good. Gunther pins Randy Orton, 1, 2, 3, arm raise. Yeah, congratulations, Gunther, new World Heavyweight Champion. Because firstly, I don't think anyone thought David Priest would get to SummerSlam, and now he's actually got to SummerSlam. Everyone's like, yeah, Gunther won. Yeah, Gunther's winning. But now, I think David Priest is going to win. The way they've been building it, Priest as the babyface, Gunther's this horrible heel, which we finally want to see. He's been a respected heel, Gunther, but now he's a despicable heel. And as a result, I do think he's going to lose. I think it's kind of like Triple H Booker T. It's not to that level, but having the heel would make no sense. So I'm going to say that Damien Priest will retain the World Heavyweight Championship. But now, I'm sure when we get to Fashion of Berlin, things will change. But for now, I'll say that Damien Priest will win, and he will retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Sticking with the World Heavyweight Championship, we'll talk about the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, which is obviously Liv Morgan, the champion, going up against Rhea Ripley. This is arguably the second best feud right now. You could argue this is Drew McIntyre's the better one, but this is definitely the second best feud. Obviously, who's going to get involved? That's the question. Who's going to get involved? Because there will be interferences, whether it's Dominic Mysterio, whether it's Finn Balor, whatever happens. Jade, Carlito maybe, with the disrespect that Rhea gave Carlito for the PS5, Carlito better get involved. That was absolutely disrespectful towards Carlito. Don't disrespect the GOAT, Carlito, I'll tell you that much. But I do think that Liv Morgan will retain. Quite frankly, she has to retain, because if Rhea wins, feud over. It's done. No point. Cool. Yeah, it's done. But if Liv wins, that's where you're going to see a lot of, whether whoever helps. Because it's not going to be a clean win. That's for sure. It's not going to be a clean win. Whether it's Dominic, whether it's Finn, whoever it is, someone's turning on Rhea at SummerSlam. It's just who. But whatever happens, Liv Morgan is going to walk out of SummerSlam as World Champion, because you could drag this feud to WrestleMania easily. You could easily do that. Whether they will or not is another thing, but I do think that Liv Morgan will win this match and retain the Women's World Championship. Now we move on to what probably will be the main event of SummerSlam. It's the undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes going up against Solo Sikoa. This feud has been pretty average. It's not been bad, it's just been average. It's the same thing week on week. Bloodline destroying every single person possible. And Cody Rhodes watching. Being forced to watch. That's basically been the repeat time story. So, the reason why this is the main event is for the most likely or the inevitable return of Roman Reigns. Otherwise, if Reigns isn't returning, put this in the third match and just have it as the mid card in the middle of the show, because no one cares. But if it's the main event, Roman Reigns is returning 100%. And this is an easy prediction. Cody Rhodes is retaining the title. There's no way in hell Cody Rhodes is losing the title to Solo Sikoa. I've seen a couple of people have predicted Solo Sikoa. Sure, if you want to be sure, but Cody Rhodes is not losing until WrestleMania at the earliest. That is the earliest. It could be longer than that. Honestly, he could hold it for a year and a half, 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised, but Cody Rhodes is going to leave as champion, and I do think the reason why is because Roman Reigns will cost Solo Sikoa. He's not helping Cody Rhodes, he's just costing Solo Sikoa, and that'll be the big thing for himself. Is the return of Roman Reigns, most likely with Paul Heyman. Jimmy Uso, will he return? Depends if he might return on SmackDown, he might come back out with Roman. Who knows? Well, come back together. But I do think Cody Rhodes is going to win because of the return of the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. And The Rock will not appear. The Rock will save The Rock for another time. So that is my predictions for SummerSlam. Quite a lot of retains, kind of a mix of new champions and retains. I think it's just 3 retains, 3 new champions, and then 1 blockbuster match in the middle with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe for that. If you want to see more of these videos, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.